Was transitioning with a left to right push, and he had a obviously left side lower body injury. But Jack Ivankovic back in net tonight with his team on a 7-game winning streak.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy who replaced him, Stephen Peck, went 6-0. Yeah, the first Michigan goalie to go 6-0 since Jack Ivankovic. You have to go way back before that. But that's how special Jack Ivankovic.
Augustine, second-round pick of the Detroit Red Wings back in 23. Now the Spartans on the attack. Lindstrom, high draft pick of Columbus. That one tipped right on. And that was a defenseman. Now Cole McKinney right on the tape of Robertson. Robertson, nice flip on to Perron, the OT hero last night. And it's knocked away by Augustine. Here comes Daniel Russell, senior out of Traverse City, Michigan. Slowed by Duke, a fellow senior. And it's frozen and covered by Ivankovic. And now we get our first scrum, first melee, first mix-up here in this game. Nearly pressured, played the puck away from TJ Hughes there a little bit. Now Moldenhauer's on it, tried to go in front, dead turns, and Augustine made that one right off the mask. Great chance for Michigan there. Now Ivankovic, he'll try to wrap this puck around. Back in behind the net now, it's Martone, Porter Martone. Up to the left point now, Lissing. And a 3-0 victory for Michigan on that night. Michigan State won game 2 of that series. Augustine, good job to hold his ground.
And at Munn Ice Arena against these Spartans. Spartans came back the next night and beat them 3-1 at Yost.
Third team taking both of those games. Ivankovic's got it here with your side. 2 years ago, they met in the Big Ten championship game at Munn. Many believe that's going to happen again. Many believe these two might meet in the national championship game.
Yeah, 2 years ago when they finished their regular season set, I was driving home. I said, you know what? I don't think that's the last game these two teams are playing this season. Well, they played 2 more.
Here's Michigan State. Now they score. They strike first. Ripped in, and the Spartans draw first blood. Gavin O'Connell with 10-12 to go in period 1.
Now Michigan State's D, their role is to get the puck up to their talented group of forwards. Lindstrom to Romani, and then it's often difficult to identify the late man off the bench. And that's what Gavin O'Connell was, and he came streaking down the wing.
On him, number 19, they were looking for him. Good read by Russell, intercepting the play. They wanted to go to him. Punched down by Ivankovic. Now Barnett, speaking of promising, he had a huge goal last night, made it 3-2 in that comeback in the third for Michigan. Michigan State, number 2. Detroit Rock City piping through the building here. What a night it is on a Saturday night. Good to have you with us wherever you're watching on Big Ten Network. Jack Ivankovic, number 70. Ohio State with a big win over Minnesota last night. Looking for the sweep. Shouty got a band on it. He'll got a penalty coming, though, as Tiernan Shouty kept his feet moving. He draws a penalty. It'll be a slashing call. And with 4:50, I am sure. And so we get back into the game now. And here with less than 5 to go here in the opening period, Michigan State power play chance looking to add to a 1.
And these two teams, I don't expect anything different tonight. I'm looking at another 1-2 goal game.
Here comes Michigan State now. Inside of 4 to go now here in period 1. 12-5 are the shots, Michigan State. 1-0 the lead. Lee plays on to Martone. Porter Martone shoots. What a shot! An absolute missile. Top corner, under the elbow, and Michigan State leads it 2-0 on the Martone rip.
Number 16 on the season for Porter Martone, but he'll delay, he'll wait. Here's why. He waits for Charlie Stramel to obstruct the view of Jack Ivankovic. It wasn't a flash screen, it was more of an eclipse by the 6'3", 215-pound Stramel. But that's Martone, doesn't shoot right away. He's gonna wait for Charlie Stramel to...
Shot back down the wall by Asher Barnett. Now Adam Valentini plays it in front, and a chance there just came off the stick. Buried him. Big play out of Asher Barnett. Now the Spartans coming back. Riker Lee against Rayon Mullen shoots, and it's stopped and gobbled up by Ivan Kovic. Duke, good play by him to get it free. Park had it chopped off his stick. Stramel has lost his stick, and the horn will sound, and then Shifsky comes in at the end, and Michigan State not going to take too kindly to that. Here we go. Linesman getting in there. Sam Schakowsky and Pat Richardson working the lines. Sean Fernandez, Brian Hankis, the referees tonight. And they get him separated.
Infamous Joe Louis Arena in 1979. December 28th was between these two teams.
Amazing to see him back in there, and he's got the nod here tonight. That one off the side of the net, snapped in down low from Park.
Yeah, at one point, the respect
3 straight to win that game.
Yeah, they trailed by 2 last night, mounted the comeback, but it's not something you want to get into a habit of doing against the team with the best defensive numbers in the nation coming into this weekend.
Good point. Highest scoring team in Michigan. Best defensive team in Michigan State here in this matchup. The low, beautiful pass. Charlie Stramel took the feed. Maxim Sturback with a terrific setup. And Stramel bangs in another one. And it's 3-0 Michigan State.
Well, Charlie Stramel gets the goal-scoring glory, but what a pass by the Buffalo Sabres second-rounder, Maxim Sturback. He knew where he was going, had made the pre-scan, knew Stramel was unguarded off to the side of the net, and as Russell laid it on his stick, it was...
Adam Nightingale, Isaac Howard, another example of that. There are others that wanted to play for Nightingale and his style and his approach to the game. And Detroit Rock City for the hometown product. Tiernan Shouty deposits another one behind Ivan Kovic, and it's 4-0 Michigan State.
Well, these are not goals you're going to pin on the freshman netminder. What a pass by Matt Basgall behind the net. Michigan making a change. Basgall takes advantage. And it goes Benisto to Tiernan Shouty. With just one Michigan player back coming off the line change. And that's just the explosiveness of this Spartans offense when it gets rolling as well. Matt Basgall, as good as there is, second-team All-American. Brandon Arado has called a timeout.
Charlie Stramel had the other one here in the period, his 18th. Daniel Russell continues to play outstanding. He's got NHL. Hasn't played a ton of hockey, though, in the last year and a half. Rayon Mullen, good chance there. McKinney deflected it. Got a Michigan player down. 8 power play goals on the season. Pasto intercepted, telegraphed there. Geary, here comes Patrick Geary. Russell in! And Russell at a Little Caesars Arena. There's no 2 ways about it. Here in the state of Michigan, you're either green and white or you're maize and blue. There's no in between. Adam missed a couple of games earlier this 26th year in January. Thrown on, wrapped around. Shifsky there. Earnesty doing what he does. Now Martone came in. Now Martone pulled. Number 11 had a nice goal last night. Knocked away there. Good work from Moldenhauer. Slides in on Augustine. Yeah, about 80 feet behind it. There's a shot that's gobbled up down low by Ivan Kovic. Back in deep play, looking back door to Martone. There was Russell. His top line so productive, well over 100 points. Here's Stramel. Russell was in front that time. Hage has no stick. Pressure here applied. It's still on by this top line, and Colin Ralph and Matt Basgall on the points. Basgall drifts in. Rising shot. Back up top to Basgall. Page still without a stick in the slot. Stramel, shot deflected. Ramo gets it free. Russell, far post. Ivan Kovic there. And Michigan keeping it out of their own net. Ivan Kovic down, lost his stick. Flopping around in there. Michigan trying to get a whistle. Still got the pressure on. Basco with a shot. Didn't get through. What pressure from Michigan State here on this ship. A good minute, and it's finally out.
And it was that top line just dominant.
Rolls it in softly. Fantilli laying it around. Hughes. Now Tyler Duke gains the red. 70 seconds to go now here in the middle period. Here's a good look. Ernest with a chance. Deflected away. Another chance. They score. Michigan gets the rebound. They're on the board with 1:04 to go in the period. And it's Jaden Perron. He scored the last 2 goals for Michigan in this series. It's 4-1.
Now the Carolina Hurricanes draft pick finally gives the maize and blue faithful here at Little Caesars Arena something to cheer about. Good zone entry. They hit the late man Josh Ernest. Tyler Duke does. And then a little chip on the backhand by Jaden Perron. You want to be able to score goals different. His teammates into the battle.
Yep. Still an entire period to play. It's a 3-goal game. Michigan State, though, speaking of 3-on-1, chance in. Ivan Kovic denying his old buddy there, Martone. And then Stramel knocked down. So maybe a little fire inside coming out of Michigan here with that goal here in the dying seconds of this second period, down 3.
Number 22, Porter, way back. They know each other so well. And they'll talk about the bronze medal they won at the World. About knees bent hockey, KBH. Give us 60 minutes of knees bent hockey. And watching from up top, Dan Sturgis.
The opposition by a country mile in that department, so they are fully capable of a comeback.
Yeah, an early one for the visiting team tonight. Respective strength and performance coaches for these teams.
Up and out of play here off the shot from Gavin Oak.
Went 6-0, and Brandon Dorado told us before the game he would only have done it with Jack Ivankovic because he's that special. He says because for both of these teams.
Yeah, Strahl, a draft pick of Columbus. Big young lad, product of Sweden. Augustine covering this with a trapper. Braden Park, he can change the game in a hurry. Spence broke that pass up. Hard, low shot from Keenan Draper in his dad's office. Chris Draper, one of the assistant a week ago yesterday. Michigan State playing Illinois. McKinney. Shouty picks him up, coming back on the back check. Puck now free and on the stick of Tiernan Shouty. Slings it up to Romani. Tyler Duke pressured and pestered by Shouty. That's his game. Loves to be difficult to play against. Got a goal here tonight, his 5th. Page, good pass, good look, rebound, score! Moldenhauer drives the paint and puts it home, and Michigan is within 2 with 15 to go in the 3rd.
Four goals in 2 games or 3 games now for Nick Moldenhauer. And they pull up and find a seam, and it handcuffed the goalie. Augustine.
Pretty special number when you play hockey at Michigan.
Michigan goal scored by number 9.
Shot missed the net. Rebound. Hughes trying to bank that one in. Looked like he was trying to go off the back. Kept alive. Right point. Fantilli. Another chance. Oh my goodness. Nick Moldenhauer with an absolute rocket there. A grade A chance. He was that close to making this a one move with it. McKinney saying that's good. Shot for the shot. Wide of the target. Now missed by much. He whistled that one top bar corner. Didn't miss by much. Hughes shot punched away Augustine. Whose shot just kept that in. Moldenhauer patient, takes a look. Backdoor look. Here comes a chance. Augustine gets over. Down on those goal pads again is Augustine. Moldenhauer flings one through the bottom of the slot. Riker Lee with a chop at it to send it down to release the pressure. It's an icing call.
Well, Trey Augustine continues to
with Park and Shifsky. Now Ray Mullen one-on-one with Romani. Still with it. Up top, high slot Barnett. Now Park shoots. Good job getting down to block that by O'Connell. Cross ice, look, and that one, Shifsky wants it back. Deflected, it hit a stick and never got to the net, Brent. You touched on Ivan Kovic. His numbers were right there with Augustine. In fact, some were better before his injury on the power play for Michigan. Down by 2. Look out, here's Nielsen. Chance to put him up by 3. Ivan Kovic comes up with the stop. And there goes Ivan Kovic. I was just going to say to you, Fred, do you think Naranjo goes early? And he did. Down by 2. Manisto in against Robertson. Look at Manisto. What? Tommy Manisto. That's how you put a game away. What hustle from the flying fin. 5-2 with 2:50 to go.
Well, it's a combination of speed and power for Tommy Manisto. Maybe the fastest player in Big Ten hockey. And he just erases like a 2-stride lead. Number 10, Tommy Manisto. Robertson's got at least a 10-foot lead on him. He looked back and said, what is that bullet train coming on my identity? They just embrace their roles, and here he comes again.
Up the left wing on cue, Manisto. Off the stick of Jack Ivan Kovic. Just over for the young men that call East Lansing, Michigan home. And Sagi, they're still battling away. In there with Musket, puck turned over, centered, out front, Nielsen. Eric Nielsen. Center where Sturback plays it ahead for Van Sagi. Shane Van Sagi wants more. Down low, it's under the right leg of Jack Ivan Kovic. Troy. Barnhill with a hit. Michigan didn't care for that too much. Ernestie's in there. Down below our outstanding vantage point here on the concourse level tonight. And the linesmen, referees get in there, separate. Doesn't look like any further will come from that. And Adam Nightingale, Jared DeMichael, Mike Towns.